After a lengthy hiatus, Blue Bloods returned to CBS with an all-new episode of The Reagan Family. The mid-season premiere also saw Joe Hill, played by Will Hochman, make a comeback, and after a touching scene with Frank Reagan, Tom Selleck, fans demanded to see more of him. Blue Bloods follows the professional and personal life of Police Commissioner Frank and his 3 adult children, who also work in law enforcement. During Season 10, fans were introduced to Joe as the estranged son of Frank's deceased son, Joseph Reagan. While this was a huge shock for fans, the Reagan family were also astounded at Joe's existence because his mother Paula Hill, Bonnie Somerville, had kept him a secret. Despite this, Joe was warmly welcomed and reunited with the Reagan family during the most recent episode, Nothing Sacred. Although viewers were glad to see his return, Joe's comeback came as a result of heartbreaking circumstances. During a visit to Joseph's gravesite, Frank sees the headstone had been vandalized. Joe was also there and attempted to fix it, but it was too heavy. There the two clashed on how to investigate the vandalism, as an emotional Joe was ready to go full steam ahead while Frank insisted he would look into it. While it was a heart-wrenching storyline for Joe, viewers were glad to see the character back on screens and demanded bosses should have him appear on a more regular basis. Taking to Twitter @Mandy's86 wrote, "We need to see more of Joe. This episode proved that he needs more time to bond with his family, especially Frank. The last scene was touching." @BugsyDoodle198 added, "Way to go Grandpa Frank. Can we keep Joe Hill around a little more?" A third viewer tweeted, "Hope we get more of Joe." As @Charmed1 stated, "I like all the Reagan family but hopefully we see Joe more often." The Reagans' weekly dinner quickly turned sour after Joe disclosed he had a lead on who broke the headstone. By everyone's shocked faces, he quickly realized only Frank knew about the vandalism. After the mortifying realization, Joe walked out as Frank meekly apologized to his family. Joe was more emotionally affected by the ordeal because he never knew his father and the gravesite was his only connection to Joseph. Frank understood this as he expressed concern this would push Joe away from the family. During the final moments of the episode, the two shared a touching moment at the cemetery. Frank had invited Joe to unveil the new headstone, which he had also made some alterations to. It read, "Beloved son, brother, and father." A touched Joe noted, "It's perfect." Their investigation concluded the caretaker's nephew had taken a hammer to a number of other headstones in a fit of rage after he was fired. Blue Bloods Season 13 continues Fridays on CBS in the US. A UK release date is yet to be announced.